the case, imagine how much that do bag's going to be. Anyway,
Oh
let's
wow.
go,
Wow.
y'all.
Mm.
Greetings and welcome to the Ones and Scale Man proudly presents another episode of You Know What It Is. This is Comic Book Talk with Friends on a Monday after we had 2 championship games yesterday.
Amazing.
They came down and was basically decided some great games yesterday. It was a great day. Which when it's a great day, we know, we know. You want to know how we know? Yeah, we know. We days. Listen. I'm gonna tell you like this. My team lost, but we had nothing to lose.
Mine
To tell you the
didn't.
truth, and we had an incredible season, and I'm happy about that. And here's to things to come. You know what I mean? Here's the seasons to come, and it's rebuilding process, and I'm extremely happy about. But anyway, before we jump in here, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're always up to date as to what we got going on here on the channel. So without further ado, let me bring everybody in. What is going on with your peoples? How y'all doing, man? What's up with y'all?
What up? What up?
No, Buffalo.
Eagles gone in the Super Bowl.
Hell no.
Eagles gone to the
No,
bowl.
Buffalo.
Nah.
Hi, y'all. We're back again. We're back again.
Motherfucker, full Chiefs gear, bro. Like,
On my body. To the death of me. 05.
Boy,
Listen, bro. Listen.
it's gonna be a good game.
None of y'all was there. None of y'all was there when my Chiefs lost 10 games in a row. None of y'all was there when my Chiefs played the Colts in a divisional match, a wild card matchup, and put up 40 on them and proceeded to lose. None of y'all was there.
Oh, that's when Peyton was there, right?
No, Andrew Luck.
Oh, look. Oh, I remember that game. Oh my God, I remember that game. Yeah. Okay.
Listen.
Yeah.
People hate us now, but there was a time where we were just one of you. Just
You were
wishing
laughing
to get
stock. You were
getting
laughing
laughed
stock,
at.
man.
Getting laughed at. So I just want to start that today off with just a little perspective on perspective.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah.
Maybe next time when we're 4th and nothing, let's not run the same play 3 times in a row.
Yo, come on, twice, bro. I couldn't believe that shit, bro.
If you want to beat the boogeyman, you need to be creative in your approach.
Yes. Gotta say, hey, baby girl, so glad to see my daughter here this evening. So proud of her, as always. Thank you for coming through, baby. It's my baby girl, man. She's 20. She's an adult, but she's still my baby girl.
Yeah, that's how I am with my oldest.
You already know, man. I got Latoya T here as well. Thank you for being here, baby. As always, before we jump in, I'm gonna leave Jason for last, bro, because I know you want to talk shit. Vinny, what's going on with you, bro? How you doing,
That's
man?
cool, though. I know.
You good, bro? You good, man? How you doing, man?
You know, like as you know, many years ago, way back with the Kaepernick bullshit,
you ain't been a fan since.
Yeah, no football since. And the beautiful thing is, I have so much free time on Sundays, Thursdays, Saturdays. It's like, it's so much free time. So I'm happy that I'm off season, and my off season isn't consumed by football like everybody else, because I've been using that time to catch up on some reading. So I'm doing a deep dive now with Daredevil. I finished my Fantastic Four deep dive with 20 years of fucking Fantastic Four, and it's virtually the same amount of time that I was behind on Daredevil. So I started around like 2001 was like where I left off, and I'm on like 2013 now. So I'm through all the Bendis stuff.
Are you through Devil's Reign already?
I got I skipped ahead to Devil's Reign because I knew that was
Okay.
The Devil's Reign,
That
Devil's
was
Reign was like
so
20, was
I did read
27, right? I think.
Devil's Reign. I read like a few months ago, like separate, but
Gotcha.
the ongoing. I'm catching up on all that now. So I'm through a big chunk of that, and I'm to like 2013 now. So the new stuff, the stuff that's going to be relevant to the show, is coming up soon. So by the next, probably be caught up with that. But Maleev's shit was with Bendis was just absolutely phenomenal. So much of that stuff, obviously had been fleshed out with the Netflix show. So yes, guy, I'm doing a deep dive and just catching up.
Bro, she cannot wait.
Me too. Me too.
Cannot wait.
What I'll do is when I'm all done, Scott, I'll recommend you a trade or two and see if you want to pick up some. But so some incredible stories now. So I'm on the Wade run now, and it's like it's a culture shock because it's much different. It's like he's fighting from it daytime. I haven't seen a daytime Daredevil book in like 10 years of comics because all the Bendis shit books like he was always
at night.
Nighttime,
Yeah.
Mhm,
but
mhm.
it's really good. A lot of interesting applications to his powers and stuff like that. So I'm having fun catching up with that, and I've been trying to do much better with reading on current runs too. So I'm skipping ahead on some books. I'm definitely staying current with all the absolute titles, and then so I'm trying to catch up on a bunch of older books, and then I'm going to be going through and doing a huge rebag and board process. So like some of the older books, I'll be switching over to Mylar and doing some filing and sorting. And I have some new drawer boxes coming in. I had to
expensive ass Mylar, bro.
I gotta get some more boxes for my comics too, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to do all the stuff, all the the upkeep stuff that I've been putting off for a very, very long time. So I'm trying to get down to that. And then I'll be back to drawing board probably within the next couple of weeks here. I've just been taking a break to catch up on binge rating. So just chilling.
Yeah, bro. I just for me, just going back. So because I'm so far ahead of everything else, I'm just going back and reading things that I've either wanted to go back and read and just kind of touch up. Like I think I just went back, and so again, I always told you, bro, like at least once a year I go back and read Darkest Night and then Brightest Day, because again, I do that all the time every year, bro. At least once a year, because I love that fucking storyline.
After I get done Daredevil, Green Lantern's next, and that's
bro.
It's probably like late 90s till now. So that's a I'll have to be going.
Hey Jay, let me tell you this funny little story real quick.
What up?
I was telling the kids at work today. I was like, I'm getting a new Spider-Man in. And they're like, which one? I was like, the Miguel from
Scott
from the second Spider-Verse film. And they was like, oh, okay, cool. And this other kid was like, I never seen that movie. I was like, you ain't seen it? He's like, I'm not really a Spider-Man fan. I'm more like a Green Lantern fan. I was like, oh, so you're a DC guy? He's like, yeah.
Whoa.
It was funny.
Hope they get up. Don't get that boy no F because he don't know who Miguel.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Don't fail him. Don't fail him because he don't know who he is.
He gonna dunk on him, bro. He gonna dunk on him with a Spider-Man suit on, bro. And then you gonna go,
bro. He gonna dunk on him and get the boy an F. Come on,
bro. He's gonna take the report card to the basketball and dunk on him with it.
Word, with a Spider-Man mask on.
I have a Green Lantern comic, and I'm gonna give it to him tomorrow.
Bro, you gonna see a video of a dude in a Spider-Man suit with dreads, bro, crossing cats over, and making that noise.
I already yammed the two last week. I was like, stand right there. Boom. 2 dribbles, hard dribbles. Boom, boom.
You gotta pause on him. Then bring it over.
I like to do the 2-hand tomahawk, right? And then with the legs frilling up like Shaquille back when he was
the whole next week. You gotta watch Spider-Man from homework. Like if Spider-Man has 5 apples.
If Spider-Man has 5 apples.
Damn, 5 apples or 1 basketball in your face. What is the answer? Oh my God.
Y'all give me ideas. Y'all terrible.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, children.
Jedi Kid, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
I am fantastic. As you saw on my Facebook the other night, I am very, very good.
That's good. That's good.
My team is back in the Super Bowl again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Commanders, for that road to Damascus. We needed that. I'm sorry about those 55 points. We broke a record, I think.
Yeah, 50 burger is pretty nasty.
50 burger is bad, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
That's nasty work. I'm not gonna lie. That's all I got.
But you know what? I ain't gonna take it from DC. They had a great run this year. It was so good that they was disrespecting the Eagles like they wasn't gonna. They was gonna win the Super Bowl. Like I said, damn, wow. Like
I knew from the jump, from the rip, it was gonna be a knockdown, drag out fight.
Let me tell you, that young boy, he is going to be a problem for a long time.
What McMahon say? He's special.
He's special, bro. And you know what? He's gonna get to the bowl. I give him 2 years. They gotta put more people around him. Because Scary Terry ain't that scary, bro. You need another.
It's
another
just
receiver.
him. He ain't not as scary when it's just him. But
it's just him.
Right.
It's just him.
So let De'Ami Brown turn into something.
Right.
Let them go get somebody else.
It's a good draft this year with linemen and running backs.
Yeah.
They should go in the first round. So
shout out to Saquon. He literally brought running backs back, baby.
Saquon and Henry.
Yeah, for real though.
They let the world know, like, listen, stop putting all your money on these quarterbacks. Who gonna run the rock for you, like, and get you those 10 yards, those first downs.
You still need
those points. You still need them.
You still need them. Can't just always throw the ball.
That's all y'all need. Y'all need a running back. You need a better center in the draft, and another receiver. And I think that Jaden gonna be around for a minute.
Well, he's gonna be around for a hot minute, bro. That's the thing. Is like they're right now, and you know, just like Magic even said, it's like they're building a team around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was the first piece of a puzzle that they wanted to get with the rebuilding process.
Bro,
so it is what it is, bro.
His poise, the way that boy, they say he prepared for the game, it's like he's 38 years old.
Yeah, bro.
He remind me of Jalen Hurts. He just like a old soul and a young body, bro. So that's good. I give y'all props for that. He's
doing his thing, bro. He's doing his thing. This like I said, bro. Like I said, we had a hell of a run this year. You know, we weren't trash. You know what I mean? Last week, you know, the game before, like last week, that. You know, as much as motherfuckers were selling us out and shit like that,
bro,
that proved where we could be.
Oh my god! So I'm glad y'all beat Detroit. I'm so glad y'all beat them. Everybody was putting them in the Super Bowl before they even got out the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
That defense had too many holes.
Yeah.
They won a Super Bowl. Can y'all be a good team for 5 seasons?
Exactly, bro. So I mean, you know,
gosh darn.
And for them to go to Detroit and put 45 on them, 47.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Ass, dog.
It's definitely a good game, man. Anyway, thank everybody for being there. Before we actually get in here and get into the chat real quick, I got to say what's up to the places where we get these figures and we get our collectibles and we get our comics from. Definitely, man. First and foremost, got to give a shout out to my man Ray over there at Underground Figures. Now, again, if you want it, he got it. He'll definitely make sure that you have what you need. Sign up for that newsletter so you was always up to date as to when your figure is going to be arriving or when a figure is going to be revealed. No NRD, shipping and handling is definitely reasonable. Head on over there, tell Ray I sent you, and he will definitely take care of you and make sure that you have everything that you need to proceed, as you already know. Got to give a shout out to Taylor 2 Rays, as you already know, Hawkwards Toys. Ray will always make sure that you have everything that you need. Not just, he gives you a nice little care package, not just a figure, but you get the comic books as well, stickers. You have your box smelling like either Juke, Jakar, Cool Water, or Lagerfield. One of them.
Oh, man. Lagerfield. Oh, man.
Cool Water Ray. That's what it is, man. So you already know. Yo, somebody even said hi karate yesterday. That shit had me dying. But definitely, bro, as always, appreciate Ray for everything that he does, especially in his community. Such a dope guy. As always,
as long as it don't smell like a pack of Cools, I'm good.
It's good. Right? You already know. Definitely got to give a shout out to my man Jacob over there, Comic Relief, Comic Collectibles. If you're looking for comics as well, he got it. 1 tip scale, 1 12 scale, anything you're looking for, he'll basically take care of you. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter. You're always up to date as what you need when you are ready and you want it. So definitely he'll take care of you. Also got to give a shout out to my man Brian Wong along over there at Maji Case, Maji Space. If you're looking for the latest and greatest in display options, I got that mono. If you were looking for something else that helps with your display, hit him up. He'll definitely take care of you as he always does. I want to talk about this in a second here, real quick. Let me put this up here because Roberticus, I want to kind of go into this because I want to hear your thoughts on this because you said something interesting. I saw in a group, actually when this figure came out, he was like, actually, you were happy about this and that it was needed, even though there was a lot of people talking shit. And I did a video on it as well. So we're going to talk about this here in just a few seconds. But before we do, I got to say what's up to the chat. What's going on with you? We got Holland Toys in the building. Thank you for being here. We got my daughter in the building. Skylar, thank you for being here. As always, baby girl. We got Renz Talentino, Charlie the Unicorn. We got Malika Mabane in the building. Thank you for being here, bro. Who else we got? Latoya T is in the building. Thank you for being here, baby. Prosy Shinobi is here. Amber May is in the building. Thank you for being here as always. Renz Talentino is in the building. Charlie the Unicorn is here. Who else do we have in here with us? We got Bob Dylan is in the building. Thank you for being here, bro. He's in the Booty King. Who we got? My man Dockinator in the building. The Booty King is always appreciate having you in here. As always, we got Force in the building. Mark P is in the building. Thank you for being here as well. We got Heart of the Lion in the building. Thank you for being here as always. And yes, I think we pretty much covered that. We got Joshua Lopez in the building. Thank you for being here as always. Who else have we got in here? Huey Freeman's in the building. What's going on with you, Huey? Thank you for being here, bro. As always.
What up, family?
Appreciate having you here, man, as always. So yeah, Bertigus, I wanted to talk about this really quick here. And then we're going to actually get into the main topics. Now, we got here the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from the animated series. And I was talking about this in my video. I was like, listen, there is a real importance of having something like this in your collection or even something like this revealed. Because again, when we think about like anime properties like this, of course, we know Hano Studios is doing this. This is a property coming from Disney Plus. This says so much about the animated atmosphere because we've been asking for animated interpretations of figures. Now, even though, like I said, this is a series that we haven't seen yet, it's a show that we haven't seen yet, doesn't mean that it won't. Put it this way, people, the thing that kills me, bro, is always the underdogs, right? Because again, when we got Miles into the Spider-Verse, nobody expected that fucking film to be as good as it was.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Nobody expected us to actually. So again, they counted it out, and I think they're doing the same thing for this because they're looking at the animated style. But I'm like, yo, there's a special place for something like this because you don't know how this is going to fit in the actual story itself, but also it is a story being told, also a story of inclusion. There's a lot going on with this that I'm happy about, and I'm kind of happy that they're actually giving us this figure. Now, I'm not specifically one of those that's going to actually jump off the rip and get it, but I'm happy it's here. But I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this, bro.
Yeah, first and foremost, when you look at the 6-scale landscape, there isn't a whole lot of first day suits or cobbled up suits of Spider-Man out there. You have the one for Tom Holland. That's the most popular one we do have. We don't have one for Andrew Garfield. Actually correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a Toby out there from the first Spider-Man film, his wrestling outfit, but I don't think that was done by Hot Toys.
No, that was an aftermarket, I think.
Yeah, I think that was a third party that did that. God bless them for that. But yeah, they're in the way of licensed, first day suits or first swing suits, however way you want to call it. There isn't a lot of them. So when I first saw this, I was already taken in on the fact of like, yeah, this is a really unique looking first day suit because it really just looks cobbled together like a kid who's really smart put this shit together in his room, his little duplex apartment in Queens or whatever. So when we come to the figure itself, I think it has quite a bit of a range of articulation. I love what I'm seeing with the head and the neck. It seems like it's wrapped in material, but it seems like it's going to be like that kind of like two-piece where the neck can move, but the head will have it swivel. So we'll see how that works, but it looks really good there. I would agree with people, and just in terms of the overall design here, there is a little bit of over design, like that canister and like the things going to the webs. I'm like, that might hinder some poses people might want to do with this, and also that also has hindered the people's aesthetic, it being aesthetically pleasing to people. And I look at it in a reverse, like it's so ugly, it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
it's so not.
The gloves throw me off.
It's everything's supposed to throw you off. That's the whole thing here. Like it's all cobbled together. Like it's you know, when you see this, it's like, oh, that's Spider-Man, but oh, he ain't there yet. Like it's supposed to be obvious that this person's in mid transition. So I jumped at this. It was $20 for the pre-order on Sideshow. Link went up this afternoon. So yeah, we'll be bringing this home. I definitely want another pair of those actual bendable webs, because I will be getting the Hano black suit Spider-Man. Somebody said in the chat, 16 Collectibles, you bring up a great point, that the Hano prices is slowly creeping up, because this one was $2. This was $2.
Yep.
And the black suit was $175, and then
they already been like 180,
175,
I think. 150, yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you stay at that 200 threshold, nobody's going to really bark that loud about it, But if it goes over 200, it's like there's gonna be a lot of questions asked.
It's gonna be problems.
Okay, I thought this was supposed to be starter entry. Like, okay, what? Just give it to Hot Toys at that point if you want to sell this thing. Just sell it under Hot Toys. So there are some questions when it comes to this release, but as far as the offering, I think it offers just a slight bit more than the Symbiote Spider-Man that is coming out soon, on its way here to the West. So that will be interesting in terms of that discourse. But just in comparison, I think this has a little bit more to offer. So I'll be getting it. I know most people may not jive with it, and people are already reacting somewhat in a polarized fashion when it comes to the show itself. I'm just trying to do my best to refrain judgment. We got 2 days before the show starts, so and there's gonna be there's like 3 episodes that drop on that day, so there's gonna be a lot to dig into. So I'll just wait until then to call it trash or not. And I have a Carnage from one of the worst fucking films ever. So I don't care where the IP or the original source material, how that was done. If the product looks good to me and I got the money to buy it, motherfucker, I'm gonna buy it. Period.
Yeah.
Suck these nuts if you don't like it.
Pretty
much, bro. Pretty much. I just want, like I said, I wanted to kind of dip in and talk about this because, again, it's place. The place that it does definitely have, like, they don't really give it as much credit as it should, because, again, we always ask for those one-offs, or not even those one-offs, but those things that, pretty much outside of the norm. And I think this is an opportunity there. So, again, I'm happy.
You said something earlier, and I want to just add this as an addendum. We can move on. But you said something about the potentiality for other things to come and we've had this conversation about Spider-Man and Iron Man, and people having fatigue about how those figures are fueling Hot Toys to make the shit that you like. You like that Revan that you got? You like that Malgus that they showed off? Where do you think they got the money to do that?
Exactly.
Because they're not making Star Wars figures hand over fist like that. Okay, those figures come out when they come out, and it takes a while for us to even get the damn fucking pre-orders. But so again, when it comes to these Marvel figures, these shits come out frequently, and it fills that space. Put in the build. Just that's real. That's what I see.
It definitely fills that space. So you already know. Really excited about that. So anyway, man, I kind of wanted to touch bases on this real quick, and I'm glad we did. moving on though, I want to talk about something here because it's crazy though because Vinny, when you presented this, I was like, damn, like another creator that we haven't really talked about, at all. But then I was looking up and I was like, okay, again, if you don't know who this is, I mean, you're living under a rock, But at first glance, I'm gonna pull this picture up and I want y'all to squint your eyes real quick. Don't Jason Aaron look like Vinny right here, bro? Like if you squint your eyes real quick, look at this. It's like Vinny got a long ass beard, bro.
You foul.
Bro, I looked at this shit real quick. I was just like, oh shit.
Bro. Vinny taking pictures that we not knowing about
we
this?
ain't know about, brother.
What's going on?
Hey man, it's in the back. That's on the back of my book. That's like the back of the book.
It's the back of the book, bro. Bro, you already know. Hold up, though. I forgot. Damn, bro. Like I think we're doing regular shows before we kind of dip into this.
Yo, for real, if I straighten my shit, it probably would be that long.
That fucking long, bro. Before we dip into this, though, real quick, Vinny, tell them where they can get like some art from. I know holiday season is over, but we do got Valentine's Day coming up, bro. Let them know, like I said, if they're looking for some prints, you know what I mean? If they're looking for some commission work, let them know where they can go.
You can even refresh that. I added all the sketch cards to the site too, so there's some new product on there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So all the sketch cards I did recently this fall are up on there now, and that's all original art on sketch cards. Think trading card size, like your Pokemon or baseball card size. So there's a lot of fun pieces I did with those, and I tried to do some characters that I hadn't drawn in any other prints or originals before. So those are all original art. So those are available now, and I have fun with those. So I'll be doing some more of those in the future. But yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff on here. There's lots of different categories, and feel free to you can sort by category. So if you're just looking for Marvel stuff or DC, et cetera, you can sort by that. Direction, point you where you want to go. And feel free to always reach out if there's something that you want and you don't see on the site. Commissions are open, but like I said, I'm looking forward to getting into some more art projects on the way to the site. So I'll have more stuff added in soon, and I have a bunch of cons coming up in the spring. So I'll definitely be doing a bunch of new stuff for that one too. So yeah, man, I always looking forward to getting more stuff out there. Just happy to help anybody out who needs anything. So if you need anything, need any prints, need any stuff for your wall, need any gifts, just hit me up and I'll take care of you. But I appreciate you throwing that up there. And more stuff on the way.
Yeah, Jason's ass, we talk shit. But anyway, man, like definitely, bro.
Oh, you're lucky I wasn't looking.
Gotta bring it real quick, man. We got.
Look, I wasn't looking. I ain't gonna do it to you.
Jason Aaron, bro. You already know, man. Like literally, bro, like work that spans beyond. I mean, we ain't talking about just like your Punishers. We're not talking about just like your Ninja Turtles. We're not also sorry about this, Jay, but I know how you feel, bro. I definitely know how you feel, but at the same time, you got to understand this is Jason Aaron, and I know it is something that you don't necessarily kind of jive with in this space. But there are people out there that do kind of like this absolute Superman, bro. So I'm just want to put that out there, bro. I know you ain't jiving with it right now, but there are some people out there that kind of dig it. But anyway, Vinny, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna throw this at you real quick. We got Jason Aaron again. One of the most amazing creators out there, bro. Go ahead, take this, bro.
He came on the scene early 2000s. I believe he won a essay contest with Marvel, and he did a little Wolverine piece for a trial, and they loved it, so much they gave him a job. And eventually, when he was on Wolverine, used that format for Wolverine for that entry line story that he did. They threw him on. Man, so many books, so many different pieces, of Marvel and DC stuff of the past 20 years that he's been a big part of. He's one of, I feel like, the modern go-to guys for stories. There's some people who don't love all this stuff, but I've had a couple questionable decisions about some of the stuff he's done. But for the most part, I love his writing style. I love his
Trash.
I love his energy, the kinetic. His books are
Yeah.
usually very fast paced. I bounced around a lot in catching up with reading, so I think that I didn't really realize, like, sometimes I'll read a book and not really pay as much attention as I should to who I'm reading. And I think the first time I was like, wait, this is like really fucking good. Who am I? Who's writing this? And I think that's when I was catching up on Thor.
Oh yeah,
And I had so much fun catching up on Thor because I think like I had left off around the Mighty Thor run with
Mighty
Jake
Thor.
Foster.
Yeah.
And then when I picked up like there, and I loved it. Like I just happened to have left off around there, and then I read her stuff. The art was fire, the writing was fire, and then I just kept going on from there and just caught up on his ongoing, and it was just so fucking good. It was just like I couldn't put it down. Like every issue was just better than previous. So he's bounced around a lot. He did a lot of Wolverine work. I did Punisher work with Steve Dillon, who's on my Mount Rushmore. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. So he had a lot of camaraderie with Steve Dillon. He did Star Wars. He did some Star Wars stuff with Cassidy, I believe. He did Original Sin with Mike Deodato. He did again Thor with
Original
Mike
Sin, Iron Man?
He did
Yeah.
Avengers and McGinnis. He did War of the Realms. He did Original Sin, Amazing X-Men. He did Hulk with Silvestri and Pacheco and a few others. He did Doctor Strange.
Silvestri is a dog,
Pacheco.
bro.
Yeah, man, Silvestri is amazing. And then of course he did Thor: God of Thunder. One of the best books you'll ever read.
Yeah, I love
turned
that
out
book.
one of the worst movies you'll ever see. So none of that was Jason Aaron's fault, because if you go back and actually read Thor: God of the Butcher, God of Thunder, which is the origin of the god Gore the God Butcher character which Jason Aaron created. I read that arc before the movie came out. That was a mistake because
right.
it was phenomenal, and the movie did
Ass.
very, very, very little justice to it. Now, there are scenes from it that's like straight out of the book.
Right from the comic.
Yeah, and it's awesome when it is. Like the opening with the introduction to the Necrosword, like I never expected to see that in there. I never expected to see some of the scenes in there, but then the follow-ups to those moments were just
awful.
Fumbled to put it very politely. But he has been mostly Marvel, but all over the place in Marvel, touching many of the hottest books and with memorable runs on a lot of those characters. And on characters that's really kind of, I feel personally, tends to be very popular, but the books aren't very popular. Like I've always felt like Thor, everybody knows Thor, but nobody reads Thor. And I feel like when he jumped on, he kind of changed that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a huge testament to somebody when a character is popular, but no one can stick the landing with the book. And there's so many characters like that where everybody
Thor
knows
readers are rare.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never
I do have a lot of
You guys have
Thor
been in the
everybody
game
knows
longer than me.
Thor.
So when you run into somebody that says, "Oh, I read Thor," you're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Yeah, Thor stuff.
diamond in the rough, bro.
Because you got to figure that Thor
Fantastic
books
Four.
themselves, they don't make. So put it this way, bro. As popular as Thor himself are, the runs aren't really as popular unless he's part of a main event at that particular.
Now, Aaron's depiction of Thor is what brought me back when that Thor when he fought Red Hulk. I think that was the first one I saw the redesign that he did for Thor, and that run when he fought Red Hulk by the bridge. I can't think of the name of the number.
I think
it's the first one.
It's like, what's Thor's like watershed moments in his comics and his own comics for real?
Birdie Kiss, I think what's cool about Aaron's run on Thor is it feels very anime inspired.
Yeah.
Because for years, you would read Thor, right? And it would be he would never show out. Right. It would just be like it's almost like his hands were tied. Like people say that it's hard. Like the way people say it's hard to write for Superman. I feel like you had a lot of those issues with Thor, where he would be put up against very minor tier villains, and then they would kind of nerf him or make the story about his personal life. They would
Yeah.
do everything but have him be OP because they didn't
OP.
want to have to then deal with, okay, now he's OP, where do we go?
Right.
From pretty much Mighty Thor on to his quest back to getting
Yeah.
the hammer and being
The
worthy
hammer.
again,
Mhm.
he just kept scaling up and up and up. So
Yeah.
he just kept. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in comics is the infamous trope of, instead of making the villain stronger, they make the hero weaker and have that be their personal triumph to overcome them not having the powers or
Right.
whatever. Instead of, but Aaron kind of turned that on its head and just scaled up his villains. Like he just kept having to fight stronger and stronger villains,
Mhm.
and it just made for so much more interesting moments. Like by the time he was kind of done with his run, Thor, and even up to now, pretty much Thor is cosmic level. He's not
Yeah.
not fighting.
He's
He's not fighting burglars no more.
Yeah.
He's not
Nah.
making bank robberies no more. He's
Mhm.
he's in
he's
space.
God
This
tier.
In space.
He's
Yeah.
definitely God tier,
Yeah.
bro. Especially considering the simple fact that right now he is, in carrying the Odin Force. He basically is. Again, even finding out that his mom was, actually Gaia at that particular time,
Yes.
like, it's really elevated the character
Mhm.
even more. You know what I
Right.
mean? But it
That
just,
was a
I think
crazy twist too. That Gaia story.
yeah, bro, that guy's story is incredible. But
Yeah.
it's right now. I just think that they're headed in the right direction, but it needs to be a huge, big event. Like it really definitely does. So, but yeah, Aaron's, again, he, most will basically say that Jason Aaron is responsible for the reinvigoration of Thor and his run in general.
He is though. I think so. That redesign he
Yeah.
came out with, that put me back in.
Redesign is dope, and all like all the scale ups are phenomenal, and the art throughout them is fire too.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
just a lot of, I hate to say it, there's just a lot of action. It makes it so
Yeah.
much better
Right.
to, like, there's certain characters where you expect a lot of, and not to say like it's a dumb book or there's not like exposition, there's not depth, and there's not, like substance. But I feel like his books used to be more worried about those things and not adding the style and not adding the action, not adding him kicking another cosmic being's ass and like being up there like on power level. So I feel like that he brought that back to it, especially with that Gore run. That was definitely a watershed moment, because that was, I mean,
Yeah.
one of the frustrating things about that movie is him winning the first encounter, and then that wasn't even a back and forth like the usual movies where like the villain comes in and kicks the hero's ass, and then the hero has to have a reason to get stronger, and then wins at the end. They whipped his ass in the beginning of the movie. Like you cut his balls in the beginning of the film. Like you didn't do anything to show just how dangerous this motherfucker was, because he fucked with Thor for like eons. He was just trapped. Like you needed multiple Thors from different timelines to beat Gore, and in the movie it wasn't so much the case. So that was an error where it really put me, and I think a lot of other people, with a little bit more respect on Thor's name.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. Like, I just don't want to get in the God.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of this thing we love, right? If the movie's trash, so what? We can still always read the comics.
Read the comics, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
speaking of, y'all read the latest Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yes.
issue
Yes.
number 15?
Yes.
Now, Leo,
Yes.
rock with me for a second.
Yes.
This is at a time where I was still swimming in my daddy's DNA. Let me take you back to 1992, right? There was a book that was called The Amazing Spider-Man: Kraven's Last Hunt, illustrated by the wonderful, legendary Mike Zeck, as we've covered here on this channel. That new issue is giving me those vibes, like we going right back to that,
bro. This, and again, like I said, I don't want to.
If y'all out there have read Kraven's Last Hunt,
not just Kraven, I don't think I've ever in my whole life read a Mo-Man story where he was taken seriously.
Yeah.
Like Mo-Man was not playing, and it didn't seem like he was. This is the first time I ever seen him where he wasn't just like inadvertently powerful because of where he's at. Like he was like, this ain't no joke down here, boy.
This is my zone, and
This is
and
my
basically to
this
have
is my
you base,
domain.
this
The
is
fuck
my
you doing around
domain.
here?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
You know what he said? You know where you at?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
like, this is
Bro,
this is and that's what I'm saying. Like, where they're seriously taking this run, but then at the same time, just the banter between Venom and Peter's son. The shit is fucking bro. Like, it's where they're going with this, and it's been said and it's being said. The ultimate run right now in every book is more fun than basically our, mainline or mainstream, universe itself. The ultimate run is killing it right now, bro. They are killing it on all.
That's one of the best Marvel books out right now.
Bro,
Ultimate Run, bro.
I need to get back in tune with Black Panther. Who
Bro.
else is they did
The
they did a
Venom shit in
Wolverine,
that
right?
Spidey book is almost a subplot. It's a B story instead of forcing it down your throat like it's the main thing. It's just some other shit that just happens to be going
That
on.
happens to be
And you're
there.
so intrigued that it's so back there. It's
Mhm.
just, but you can't, like, as a fan, as you're reading it, you can't cling on to that because there's so much more forward momentum happening in this Spider-Man universe that
Mhm.
is it's like it's so well done because you want to reach back there, you want to get more details on that because the situation is dire outside of this pocket
Mhm.
situation we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Things have
Yeah.
been flipped on their heads. Like, heroes are not heroes anymore, and the world does not look at them that way.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying this Ultimate Universe. I'm trying to just consume it as much as I can when I can.
Yeah.
But they're going nuts right now.
They're
outside
going in the
of,
right direction,
that
bro.
one
And it's
X-Men thing.
and here's the thing is like, this is what we're forgetting. And this is how well the books are written, is that you're reading it from a standpoint of each individual title, not really understanding that the maker is involved in each individual universe. And it's again going to come to a head at the very end, but we're just following certain stories, knowing how great they are. Even right now, bro, with, and I don't know if y'all have read it yet, Wolverine, aka Winter Soldier right now.
Yeah, fire.
That's just fucking incredible, bro.
I gotta get on that. Like,
Bro.
Logan
Bro, what he did to Colossus.
Bro.
Yeah. I was cool when he did Colossus. I wasn't cool what he did to the other character. I don't want to say. I don't think
Yeah,
that
not
was-
gonna
Bro, that's what I'm
Bro.
saying, bro. Like, what he is doing right now with bro. You read the last one, right, Benny?
I just read the first issue. Is there 2 out?
Okay, so you just read the first issue. There,
Yeah, read the
so
first issue.
okay, so this one now is
I just went
him,
this weekend. Did 2 drop already?
because remember it's
Yeah.
we're talking about the same one with Mystique and
Yeah.
yeah. So you read it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's the first. Okay, cool.
Okay, I already read the. Yeah, I didn't think
Yo.
2 was out yet. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
that's
read
just the
that
first one. That's the first one.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
epilogue
Logan-
was before. The epilogue was before. This
Okay,
one, 'cause
gotcha,
they
gotcha.
dropped one
Yeah,
before this
yeah.
one. It was a one-off.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is book 1 of that
Yeah.
storyline,
Yes.
because we're
Logan is
understanding
Bucky.
who he. Yeah,
Logan is Bucky. Logan is
Like,
Bucky, bro. It's
they've
crazy.
calling him the Winter Soldier in that
Yeah,
time, which makes
yeah.
perfectly good sense why they would
Yeah.
say
It
it. But
does. It
fuck.
makes sense.
it's
Yep.
fucking incredible. And this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying, bro. If they can write stories like this, bro.
They can't make a movie though. They can't make movies.
No, they can't. They
It's
can't.
too
Can't make
fantastical and wild, and they
Yeah,
already
it's-
spun their web with the movies. They got
It's too
just
OP.
What I love
It's too
is
masculine.
all
Too
the shit
OP.
that's going on, and this is while y'all on free time. Makers not here. Y'all
Nah,
on free time. and
Y'all
going
definitely
through all
on
this.
free time.
Get-
He is
get to
not
work.
here right now.
Get to work.
What he does to Colossus, bro, is just fucked up, bro.
It's a
Like
word.
this, man,
Yeah.
bro.
It's fucking
I
insane.
It's
gotta
good.
get on that. Like,
It's
ASAP.
good.
You need
It's
to.
good.
You need to, bro, because it is
It's
fucking
good.
insane.
It's good.
Ultimates is dope too. Ultimate
Yes.
Black Panther is fire.
Yes.
What they're
Yeah.
doing
Oh,
with Moon Knight
yeah.
and Black Panther is incredible. What they're
Yeah.
doing with the vibranium is
Yes.
so smart. And what
Yep.
they're doing with Ultimates, like I never know what the fuck to expect with Ultimates.
Yeah,
It
bro.
feels like a different vibe every issue. It's very unique. It's very unique. This whole world just feels like so fresh and experimental and fun. Never in a like colluded or overextended way. It just is very clever, and then you feel like you don't know what's going on in a good way. Like I feel like they know what's going on, but we just don't know yet.
Nah, we don't.
Too bad. It's too bad that Absolute is not on that level. The only one that Absolute that's good is Wonder Woman. Is
I
Wonder
think
Woman.
it is, bro.
How could you wait? But you
I got
gotta
the third.
read it.
I got the third Wonder Woman.
I think it is, bro.
I got Wonder Woman. That's the only one I'm reading is Wonder Woman.
Bro, you got to go
today.
beyond Wonder Woman, bro, because it's
no.
dope.
Super, because I feel like Batman is coming into its own, and so is Superman. Like Batman finally
It
calmed
is.
down. This last issue, it was like focused.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
don't
what I
want to
was-
see Batman's Batmobile be in the whole block of Gotham City. I don't
Bro.
want to see Superman like.
you got.
farm
But
boys.
see,
I
bro,
don't
you're
wanna see
looking
that.
at
I don't
you're
wanna see
looking
that
at the
shit.
aesthetics, and you're not
I
reading
don't
the
wanna
actual
see it.
story, bro.
I don't want to
If
see
you
it.
read the story, you'll get it.
Right.
Even with Superman, right? The absolute
The
Superman,
best
bro,
thing at Absolute is Wonder Woman. Period.
It is. It
It
is.
is.
But I think the absolute storyline is dope, bro. It is. It
You
definitely
ain't
is. This,
wrong.
Trash.
Anyway,
Trash.
moving on before we get to any of that,
Mhm.
because I do want to talk about absolute Wonder Woman number 4.
I just got 3 today. Oh my god.
Yeah, 4 is out.
Yeah.
Four came out last week, so you got to get on that.
Oh,
So we want to talk about this real quick. Yeah. So now, is this rumored, or is this because basically what we're hearing as the Russos have actually signed a new deal? Now, don't get it confused.
Oh boy.
So they're not directors; they're just overseers. Basically, right now they're overseeing the process of moving into the phase after both Doom and the Avengers Secret Wars. So now they're basically overseeing what's going to happen in the progression of the X-Men going forward. So I'm like, okay, but again, is this an actual? Because again, like I said, we know that this is what's rumored, but is this? I mean, this is like from major trades that are saying that this is true.
Yeah.
So again, where are we at with this, bro?
I love the news because at least they're putting someone or some ones
That's out there.
specifically on,
Mhm,
as
mhm.
opposed to Feige having to try to manage this and all the other
And
shit.
that.
Because
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if Feige and Marvel in its prime during whatever moment you feel was the best
Mhm.
moment, it's X-Men in and of itself is
Mhm.
a whole franchise.
Almost all the moments that we loved,
I think-
Vinny, these guys had
What's
their
that?
hands in it too.
Right. Exactly.
all the and if you think and like yeah, exactly, all the most beloved content for the most part, except for Favreau's Iron Man. If you made a list, Coogler's Black Panther, Favreau's Iron Man, aside from that, everyone's favorite shit is from them. They're like Winter
Yeah.
Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Like there's no list that you know. There's very few lists where the top 10 doesn't include those 4 movies. So there's going to be a lot of headache that comes with the X-Men. There's just so many fucking characters, and there's so no matter who you put on what team, there's going to be so many people pissed off that their favorite isn't part of it. And it took, we're at damn near 80 years into their franchise with so many years of stories where they've got time to spread out all those characters, and everyone's going to expect all that shit overnight, and you're going to need somebody to direct that traffic. It's an overwhelming job. So I'm glad Feige is not trying to take that on top of all the other shit that he's doing. Again, we don't know how much of this is true, accurate. I've heard of it a lot of different places. I've even heard rumors that they might do one of the films, but obviously that's not going to be something that we know much of until we get a couple years
Until we get
down
closer
the line.
to it, yeah.
But it's good news to me because I feel like they could have and should have been planning all this shit since the Fox buyout started. Those negotiations started. They should have been in the drawing board, figuring out what they want to do. And so much of the MCU has felt like there isn't a plan. So if this means that we're not going to kind of like wing it when it comes to X-Men, this is good news. I want them to have their shit together or don't do it at all. So hopefully they're coming in as big of X-Men fans as they are of the Captain America and Avengers that properties and stuff that they've handled.
Vinny,
before,
do you think X-Men was the draw for them? Like,
I
we got the
Secret
Doom
Wars.
reveal with
Secret
you
Wars
can-
was the draw for them. They always said
Mhm.
we kind of did what we needed to do, but if they do Secret Wars, we want to call. And I think when they got their blood pumping again with working on Secret Wars, I feel like I think a whole bunch of doors opened up probably, and I'm just talking out my ass here maybe, but I feel like while they were working on that process of Secret Wars, I'm sure it came up that wait, we don't have we don't have a limited toy box now. Like when they did Civil War, they had 10 motherfuckers in an airplane parking lot, and they had to look at the comics when there's 7,000 motherfuckers in that story, and they had such a limited cast of characters that they could pick from to tell their story. And I'm sure they would have rather to have more characters and have that story the way it should have been, but so many of those characters were unavailable. Now they're going into this movie with literally fucking anything that they want to do. Like there's absolutely nothing that's off limits. They have all their toys back. I mean, Hulk and Namor can't do solo movies, but they can put them in this. X-Men can be in it. Fantastic Four could be in Secret War. There's no limit. So I'm sure as they were writing that, they were like, oh, wait, we can decide how the mutants will fit into this. We can decide how so-and-so. And then I'm sure that just got them more excited for different opportunities. And they were like, well, wait, speaking of X-Men, what's going on with that? And Feige probably was like, what do you want to be going on with that?
Right.
Now keep in mind, our favorite running joke here was supposed to be, according to him, the person in charge of overseeing the live action, according to him, anyways. But DeMaio has said that was next for him. They loved his X-Men 97 work so much that they were going to be bringing him in, if not to do what Russo's are going to be doing here, but to be a consultant on the live action films. Obviously, that all went out the window. But I'm glad that there's going to be
structure,
someone else who knows the property, knows the property, and knows how to make movies. Not just not just a Marvel writer who.
Filmmakers.
Trust me, I want to see Marvel writers involved with films, but if you don't know how to do both, sometimes maybe that causes you to not be able to get your point across because you can't present that idea to them in a way that will work well on screen. And that's why I feel like guys like Jeff Johns sometimes works better working with studios than, say, like a Bendis. It just is the way that it goes sometimes. Yeah. And I feel like they know what they're doing, and they seem to be mostly fans. They sure shit are not like probably as super fans as some of the other writers, but I feel like they definitely have a huge passion for the source material, and they're gonna want to see the X-Men done right. But it's a hell of a fucking task.
Of course, bro, with their stamp on it, of course, with their hands on it, of course, they want to see the shit done right. They don't want any fuck up.
I have faith that they'll do their best to do the best by us.
The hardest part the biggest challenge that they're going to have to face is the mission statement of what they are and aren't allowed to do based on the moviegoers' previous knowledge of previous films. Because I feel like the biggest task they're going to have to hurdle is if they want to do a story with Phoenix, then being told, oh, no, Fox already did 2 movies with her. Y'all can't use that storyline. And so on and so forth. Like, are they going to have to limit what they want to do based on what's already been done over at Fox? Hopefully, they're like, nah, fuck all those movies. If you have a good fucking Apocalypse story, tell Apocalypse. All those movies. Forget all those fucking movies. If you have a good treatment, pretend like that shit don't exist, and that goes all the way down the chain to the recasting everybody. Wolverine, don't fucking keep one foot in the fuck. Nah, recast Wolverine, recast all of them. If you're gonna keep Hugh Jackman, keep him in a separate shit. Like make that Matt Reeves Batman Wolverine. Like keep it somewhat separate and recast the whole shit and do whatever you want to do that makes sense for the new version.
But see, I feel the project is safe with them too, man. I feel better knowing that they're overseeing what's going on and they can make the last decisions. We'll have to go through them before it hits the table.
Yeah,
but these guys can make movies, man. They make good films for Marvel. That whole era with them boys was the golden era of Marvel, I think.
Yeah.
So with them being in charge of this project, or not in charge, but overseeing this project, I feel 100% safe with them in charge, man. Real talk, like. I'm happy they're back with that.
Vertigus will be happy to know that when asked, they did ask basically what role, who is going to have some of the most, important story arcs within both Doom and Secret Wars. They flat out said people don't understand the top. I think there was the top 5 characters that have an important arc, one of which includes Peter Parker Spider-Man, because he's very important to that role. And they said there's one other character that they want to introduce, but they can't really talk about it.
The top 5 characters of American comic book history of all time.
Yeah. So
Spider-Man, 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 Spider-Man. Because
he signed the ball from making the band. Dylon.
Yeah, fucking Dylon Parker. Yo, I just
fits what?
He shoots hot fire. Yeah, I get it.
Shoots hot fire. Hot burn.
I just don't want it fucking Doomsday to be about Doom versus Spidey. It should be Doom versus
nah.
Right.
It's not. It's and I don't
Battle World or something. Can we have that?
I think basically with them, like I said, because their attention to detail and also source material, also knowing what they have and what places or spaces that they have to play in, the toy box they have to play in, they want to make the best out of whatever situation is given at that particular point. And this is why I believe that, like we were saying, Marvel and Disney sees the success of the Winter Soldier. They see the success of, Civil War. They see the success of both, Infinity War and Endgame. That is the benchmark that was actually set for any property that came after that didn't succeed on that level. Right. Fans are letting them know. So then they were smart enough to say, look, we can't beat this process. It was something that worked. Let's bring them back, because obviously, and it's not even just them, it's Martin and McFeely, also their writers as well, that help to kind of shake that entire, space. So it's smart enough to bring them individuals back. I just, myself, again, I'm just letting y'all know out there, like I said, if the panel is going to be a little bit thin within the next couple of months after Secret Wars, you'll know why.
I got shit to do. To me, my bitches.
I was gonna say another word, but that's the other character.
Oh man, dog. Oh my god. I got a crazy headache. That caught me off guard.
I got shit to do.
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Imagine you watching Multiverse of Madness, right? And Strange going to that fucking alternate dimension. And then
where Vinny is
see all
Xavier.
them alternate characters, and you see Vinny as on that fucking block ass fucking floating ass wheelchair. Blocky ass obstructive ass fucking wheelchair.
Oh man.
I'd fucking die.
Yeah. with the perfect suit full scarf
press suit
in the pocket.
I don't even know why his leg his pants are pressed. He ain't feeling them shits.
Yo, it's more room for bitches, bro.
All right. I was unfamiliar with your game.
I mean, gotta have compartments.
This dude, man.
I got
this dude.
There's a fridge.
Why your shoes tied? Who tied them?
He can do it with his mind.
Oh, fuck all that, boy.
He can do it with his mind.
Nah.
Yeah. Telepathy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That was a wide ass fucking for no reason. Like you couldn't fit through no doors.
No doors.
You taking
up
all
you taking up into shit.
What if I think the sides fold in? They come in.
Nah, man, fuck all that. That shit is not accessible.
Like you know how many seats you take up? You go to the theater. Nah, you can't get down the aisle. You can't
bro.
Yeah.
You gotta have front row. Front row.
If he's in the Blackbird, only 2 other X-Men can come. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If Vinny got a blanket in his lap, don't pull it off of him. If he is in that chair and he got a blanket, Trimble Dust, do not pull it off of him.
I cannot deal.
Jeffrey said V-Man.
That's it. That's it. That's it. V-Man. That's the name.
Yo, he said, I'm laughing my ass off, pants press.
That's what we were looking for.
All of the V-Men are fans of each other. They're big fans of each other.
Yo, Ren said to the room, my man.
Bro, yo, instead of an X on the logo, all of them got like the Jordan sign or like that.
The V Institute. It's the Vinstitute.
The Vinstitute.
Why are y'all calling
the silhouette sign of Vinny.
Why are they calling you Perv X in the chat? Chat, chill, bro.
Oh man, that's so funny, dog.
Y'all got refresh the app. Refresh the app. We'll be here. We'll be here. That is
oh my god,
nasty work.
That's hilarious, bro.
I want to go into this. I want to kind of go into this here because again, I guess this takes some explanation, and I guess there's an obvious explanation for it. Venice, when you brought it up, I was actually trying to stray away from this, but we're going to talk about it because it is definitely worth talking about.
Oh boy.
My bad Monday.
Again,
I didn't do it.
Here now.
We can make it quick though.
I want to start this on a positive note because they said that the test screening so far for the Superman film has been through the roof. Motherfuckers are loving it. You know, it's again, it's to be expected. It's something that's anticipated. So we'll see when it actually comes. But
they said the Flash was good too. Remember?
Okay, but in this particular space right here, we're saying that number one, and again, I just want the explanation. So now we're saying that Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are canon.
No,
I'm done.
They're not canon.
No,
They're
no.
not canon.
I'm done.
He said no, Jay. He said it's not canon.
It's not canon, right?
Yeah.
Who
So
said that?
No, he said that
James Gunn.
he said that James Gunn said that the Peacemaker and the Peacemaker and Suicide Squad are not canon.
His exact quote was, short answer, only Creature Commandos forward is pure canon. But there's loopholes. Like, for instance, Rick Flag Jr. was killed because we heard Rick Flag Sr. talking about it in Creature Commandos, not because we saw it in Suicide Squad. So he's
it's a different Rick Flag Jr.
It's saying that
version.
we know that information because of characters.
So we know that he was died, but we don't know
referring to
necessarily how he died.
Okay, so it's a
So
different
they're
version.
not basically making that version of Suicide Squad or the Peacemaker canon.
Good.
I feel like it's gonna be like same type of shit with that Daredevil and all them are gonna do with the Netflix joints. Those shows won't technically be MCU canon, but they're going to be referred to and then become canon.
Yes.
Inadvertently, you know what I mean?
They're going to take pieces from the story that's going to infiltrate, and obviously it's going to have to be made canon at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
okay, I'm with that. Okay, he
made
a good decision.
He's talking out of his ass a little bit, but at the same time, it's better than not addressing it at all.
Yeah.
Leaving it out there, it's like it's sketchy, but if you're gonna do it, at least he has kind of like a method to the madness way of explaining that's why he's doing it that way, and you know
it makes sense though. It does make sense.
You had to have that not be canon, bro.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It definitely.
And the thing is that opens the door to, let's say, Blue Beetle being canon too, because then they could bring him in and say, all right, the other movie isn't necessarily part of the DCU, but we're not going to force ourselves to recast Zolo if we don't want to.
Bro, you know what? And he's smart for doing that, because I'm telling you, if he would the biggest fuck up, and which is something that he definitely did, was without knowing. Well, no, I don't know whether or not he knew it or not, but you can't make Peacemaker canon knowing that final fucking episode that you had Justice League in it. So if you would have did that, then you would have had to somehow explain that away. So for him to say that it's not makes perfectly good sense.
I'm good
Now,
with that. I'm good with that.
and I'm
yeah.
fine with that, and I'm happy that he did that. He did that, but you're going to now have to explain, especially where you're going with the Peacemaker season 2. If that, and if you're saying that what he's just not going to be canon part of your universe, it's still hard. And the reason why it's still hard, bro, is because there are still certain characters, again, 2 characters from the Peacemaker that showed up in the Creature Commandos. So,
But that's what he's going to. But that's what he's saying he's going to do. Like, Peacemaker probably won't be called Peacemaker 2. It'll probably just be called Peacemaker and then some subtitle like Batman 2 wasn't Batman 2, was The Dark Knight or some shit like that. And then they'll have all those characters, and then they'll just act like it's an existing fucking world that's in the DCU, as opposed to a sequel to a universe that they aren't, directly attached to. It's, it's tricky. It's definitely like bending the rules, but obviously they don't want to be tied to explaining why any of the stuff that they're using is used, but not other shit that obviously they've washed their hands of.
So Rick Flag Sr. will be in season 2 of the Peacemaker.
Now, this comment here, he has went back on that based on what he said this weekend. Because he said
interesting.
Because he said at this point, Creature Commandos Forward is the only thing that's been done that's pure canon.
That's interesting, bro.
Yeah.
That's really interesting to see. Again, there's a lot that has to be cleaned up, and I want to see how he's going to do it. But
I think he knows that it's only us that care about this shit, and there's a lot of people
right.
just whatever's on.
And I think he's smart enough to fix it in a way that it would make sense. Hopefully, we just have to kind of wait and see. I guess
he has to fix it. You got to fix it. You got no choice.
Yeah, we got to kind of wait and see what direction that is going to definitely go, because that's going to be interesting, bro. But I'm glad at least to say, especially Suicide Squad, to say that that's not canon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm good with that. I'm happy.
I'm definitely good with that. But also, I think it's not, because it's still in limbo, and I don't think they're bringing Margot Robbie back as.
Now that part I'm a little upset about, because she was a great Harley Quinn. So,
yeah,
I think they're gonna replace her, man.
If you're going to basically change everybody, bro. That's just what it is. That's the way I see it.
That's
if you're going to change, don't you know what I mean? Because then again, if they would have brought her back, but then you have everybody, then that would have been an argument.
Don't leave room for confusion.
Yeah, don't do that. Get
well, his wife shouldn't come back either. His wife shouldn't be back either.
Yeah, this is why
his brother.
I guess he's like, happy wife, happy life, bro. I don't know. I can't explain that. I don't know.
His brother is still the Weasel.
Yeah,
he's back. I mean, I don't know.
You better tell your wife she ain't canon.
Right. I'm just saying. You gotta tell her she ain't canon, bro.
That's a tough conversation, baby.
Listen,
you no longer exist in my universe.
Get some tea. Go to the table.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not canon.
It ain't no card for that at Hallmark.
You're not canon.
It ain't, bro.
You're not canon.
No.
I'm sorry.
Hell no.
Don't come to Studio A today, because you're not canon.
Yeah, we sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby.
It's not you. It's me.
It's not you. It's me. You're not canon.
A lot of eating ass to make up for that one. That's
for sure. Yeah, he got to make up for that.
Yeah, for a month, bro.
Right. You're not canon.
Get out of that one.
Sorry, baby.
But you're gonna have Amanda Waller out of nowhere too, like.
But that's the thing. He's gonna use these characters, but it'll be they're used because this universe's Waller, not because they were the previous universe's Waller. That's gonna be his out.
There's so much give and take with this dude. Like, I just he gives me a headache. I already got one.
Yeah.
This guy gives me a headache. Like, it's just
yeah. I mean,
he's not on Twitter ranting on Twitter. He's giving you these.
Trimble, he says give her production credits. That's the ass eating. Bro, you don't. You know women. Come on now, you know
That's
women.
funny.
Come on, bro.
That's funny. That's it.
That ain't gonna
That's
be
it.
enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's his check on the back end.
That's it.
He said, "Better tell your wife she ain't carrying the coldest line I pick
That's
up."
it. That's it.
Put it on the shirt, Dean. You got my blessing.
Bro,
that's funny as hell.
that's insane. He said that things we hear on Creature Commandos didn't happen, but it wasn't necessary because he saw it in the movie. Still, it's one of those things. Like literally, some of us will understand, but there are some motherfuckers out there that are smart enough to know and will ask questions. Like
Right.
they will, and it's just a thing. They're going to ask questions. It's questions to be asked. We just have to see execution at this particular point.
Mhm,
Listen, I was pleasantly surprised with Creature Commandos, except for the final episode. I was pleasantly surprised with
she
the
was-
season.
that was
I thought it
fun.
was incredible, and
Crazy.
I
It did
can't wait to
horrible
see-
numbers though, but
Just-
I liked
just-
it.
It did horrible numbers.
It
Yeah, oh,
did
yeah,
horrible numbers.
real bad.
For
Yeah,
real.
but I mean that's what it all boils down to, because if films make money, winning solves everything. You make enough money for them, and people will look the other way on shit that don't add up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, right now you doing fights in the Mexican boxing ring, bro. You got to get a couple more fights, and then you can come to the States
Yeah,
and
exactly.
start putting your shit on display. Right now,
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's where you wanted to start. But when the Superman movie come out, it's fucking go time, and that shit
Yeah,
needs to hit.
That's Vegas. That's Vegas.
It got to hit. It got to basically hit, bro. I think it's going to do numbers. It's going to do well. It's sustainability.
I think it will
and
put
something that's
asses
going
in
to be
the
important.
seats, but
Yeah, it will.
it satisfy those
Flying scene
asses?
turned me off.
I just
That is where it's gonna be.
Bro, hey, you know what, Jay?
don't see it in the
Jay,
building.
I want your ass the day that the movie comes out, bro.
We
I
need
want
an
you
out
to
of the
video-
theater
I'll-
reaction.
Yo, yes, that's what I was going to say. Jay,
Literally,
we
you are
need an outer
on
the
the
theater
clock.
reaction, bro. And I want you. Here's the thing: you can do a video of an outer theater reaction, and you can use the Comic Book Talk with Friends logo, bro. You can.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
hell,
you.
send them the intro. So when
I'm
the
gonna
vibes
make sure I have a vomit. I'm gonna have a vomit bag too.
But no, because bro, if it's
You won't.
good, you have to admit that it's good, bro.
you ain't gonna have no vomit bag. You gonna have fucking the popcorn. It's gonna have a goddamn They're gonna have a crypto popcorn bucket. And
Yeah,
they're
you know
gonna
they
have,
have
I don't know about that.
and
If I
they-
should
and they
accept
gonna
this,
have
but I think it
the-
might be trash. So let me see.
damn
We gotta see. We gotta
Krypton
see.
logo.
We
Bro,
gotta see.
bro.
That flying scene with that big ass head. I'm like, bro.
You got to wear a Superman
Oh,
t-shirt
man.
that day too, bro. I'm gonna need you to do that.
Oh yeah. I do.
Riz
No
says
problem with that.
review trash.
Trash. That boy know me. Trash.
Anyway,
Mhm.
moving on, man. Moving on from
That
this.
stands for no hope. Damn.
No.
That's it. Trash.
Got to talk about this, man. This is Ultimate Wonder Woman for bro. Did you read number 4, Vinny?
That's my Diana, bro.
Bro.
I have not gotten the 4 yet. I
Bro.
just got 3 today.
Vinny, this fucking 4 is a fucking masterpiece, bro.
Oh
I
man.
love it so much.
Damn.
It is one of the greatest books. Like, bro, I'm a
Oh,
Wonder
man.
Woman fan.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this is the Diana I want to see on fucking screen, bro.
They won't do it. They won't do it. She's too OP. They won't do it.
Like
Bro.
I said with Thor, where sometimes they just have him doing a bunch of bullshit. and
Bullshit.
a lot of,
Right.
like, head
Right.
spacey shit. And it's like, nah, man, you just want to see Thor fucking people up with the
Right.
hammer.
Right.
Bro.
They've got that message with Diana. Like it's
Yes.
they're not trying to be cute. They know that she is a goddess who loves to fucking fight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that what's dope about this book is it's letting her let loose, and it's
Mhm.
not getting magic, because a lot of times Wonder Woman dips in and out of the magic space.
Mhm.
Doesn't always remember that that's part of her lineage too. And in
Yeah.
this book, it's
From
very
Greek-
They go
very-
all in.
Greek
She literally
mythology.
calls on other gods
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
powers to channel through her,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we
I
don't see
think,
that in many interpretations of her.
Absolutely. It's like with Doom, it's not just his brains, it's also his magic. And you would be selling yourself short if you write a Doom book where he's just doing science shit. He's got to have magic in there too.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times that's maybe missing from Wonder Woman books or from Wonder Woman properties or cartoons and stuff like this.
Well, the cartoons,
yeah, they try to hero
in
fight
the cartoons.
too much.
She's called for Hera a few times on Justice League cartoons back in the day.
They never played it up.
That's it. Yeah.
They never leaned into it. This book
Yeah.
leans into it, but it's not just magic shit. It's not like she's just doing spells and shit. She's combining both. And the dope part is, it's dark magic. This bitch isn't from Themyscira. She's from
hell, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I just think
Hell.
on screen they don't want to attach her to stuff like that.
Yeah,
Always this kind of like, and it's
Yeah,
not, they're not
overall.
necessarily wrong, but it's not the full on entree of what it is. Like,
right.
I'll give you the same thing has happened with Spider-Man on screen. Like, they have not been able to give us the full entree of Peter. They've given us bits and pieces throughout a litany of films, right?
Design, bro.
Tom
I love this
Holland's
book,
got
man.
the 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old Peter Parker down. Meanwhile, we got like Toby, who have done an older, much more grounded Peter Parker. We've had Andrew, like it, even just on screen, Peter Parker, that character hasn't really got the full entree. And I'm looking here at Wonder Woman, I'm like, based on just my limited knowledge of how she plays in Injustice 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
the video games and the shows that I've watched of her, and I think about what I've seen on film, and that shit don't even scratch the surface
Nope.
of what I've seen.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
They most of the live action medium has played heavily up on her acclimating to Western culture, and then that's as much as they've been able to dig their teeth into, and they've largely ignored a lot of the background stuff, despite having cool flashback scenes when she was younger, training with the Amazons. But like, the point of that there was just to show, that she's from an island full of women, and that's about as far as they dug into it. They definitely didn't play up magic. They definitely didn't play up, their culture anything further than that they don't want men. Like,
no men out, no men.
You know what I mean? Like, they
That's
didn't deep dive into it.
So much more than
but I feel like this book is diving into it, but it still feels like, like 20%, exposition, 80% fucking kicking ass and fighting. And that is such a opposite balance that we get on live action sometimes or in other medium, where it's like you gotta listen to a lot of like bullshit that's maybe some shit that they just don't deliver well or tell well. But here the pacing is beautiful because they spend just the right amount of time delving into her culture, just the right amount of time delving into the magic use, just the right time delving into her humanity and the confliction that she has with where she grew up versus her inner nature. So it's a big nature versus nurture story. And then a big chunk is also, we're gonna also be fighting fucking kaiju with swords as big as a fucking skyscraper.
Swords as big as a fucking kaiju, bro. And that page, those final pages, bro. Oh my god!
I gotta get this. So this 4 came out today. Then you said yesterday.
last week.
Last week,
Last
bro.
Wednesday.
It's still be there. I'm going tomorrow.
Like, imagine, see, when we seen this, like when we seen her fighting in these films, it's like that is not what. That's where they dropped the ball. Like, that wasn't Ares, and they definitely don't shoot Dragon Ball Z. Fucking Kamehamehas at each other. Like, that's not how down to fight. She fucking scraps or she has a sword. Like, that's how she gets down. And the animated movie did a phenomenal job with that, and this comic is doing a phenomenal job with that. She wants to fucking fight.
Bare enough,
bro.
Fair enough,
bro. And the thing is, listen, at one point, and you already know from 3, if you read 3, she was fighting with one damn fucking arm. They just didn't know it. You know what I mean? So again,
it's not just magic like you would think of, like, I'm gonna do a spell to like a fireball spell against. Not like the kaiju was able to affect the whole city, and like if you heard its voice, that was it for you. She put a protective spell on us. So it's lots of different magics, and it's not just offensive magics. It's complicated magics, but at the same time, it's within the realms of action.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And again,
It's
what I
giving her
love
more
about
of a
this,
tool belt instead
yeah,
of just a lasso, shield,
just a
and
lasso
sword.
and strength and invulnerability, bro. It's giving her a tool belt of magic to utilize because she's influenced by the gods. She's molded by. So again, you having that influence. Again, it makes sense to tap into things that you know and things that you know that exist. You know, and then the perfect person to basically train her, it was Cersei, bro. And that was the fucking beautiful attribute of it. That's the shit that I want to see on screen. That's how powerful. I'm like, yo, I would love to see this.
But her
on
being
screen.
OP like this, they won't touch it. They won't touch it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to. I don't think the people who greenlight these movies are ever going to agree with Diana being shown in this type of light.
No, they won't.
Because
This is more of a darker, edgy vibe to her.
It's
Look, she's
dark
got a
as fuck,
tribal
yeah.
tattoo. They don't even like
Yeah.
putting stuff like that on her.
Right, right.
A fucking little further a
Because-
fur coat that they did in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because it's dark magic. Like all her spells come with a sacrifice. Like you got to pay for that shit. It ain't just cute. It ain't cute. It's dark magic. It's dope. I want to see, like in my dream world. I've said this for Thor, but now after reading Absolute Wonder Woman, I want to see a fucking Robert Eggers film like this. I want to see Robert Eggers direct a fucking
Whoever
Wonder Woman
they
film
get.
where he did North-
Yeah, bro, Robert Eggers would be the perfect fucking Northman, bro. He
Northman.
would be the perfect person.
I sat
Well,
there
yeah.
during the whole time in Northman thinking, "Give me a Thor movie like this." And
Yeah,
I will
bro.
never complain about
Right.
any
Yeah.
movie ever. I'll be done.
Robert Eggers doing a Thor film, Robert Eggers doing a absolute Wonder Woman fucking film would be incredible, bro. It would be fucking, bro.
Whoever is going to
What's that?
replace Gal, they gotta be for this gun universe to really
It's
pop, and that
Huge,
they gotta
huge
be
shoes to fill.
disgustingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what Diana is. It's like it's hard to even look at. It's like almost like I don't know, like some of the most beautiful women of all time, like a Marilyn
Bro,
Monroe.
it's gonna be,
Right,
look,
or-
in the gun
like,
universe, I don't give a fuck what nobody says, bro. Those are boots to fill because again, love or hate her, bro. Like she was a beautiful woman who portrayed the character well. We didn't need a lot of dialogue, bro. It was who we know at that particular point. I wish they would have gave her more meat on it. No Diddy, bro. I swear to God, these motherfuckers out here, bro, in the chat.
I blame the person who asked about the Bo DeMaio situation. You just trying to bring up an old wound.
Yeah, no, bro. But listen, I'm just saying, bro, it's an important fact that whoever they get has to portray the role well. And I want to see that level, bro. They got to do it right. This book, and here's the thing, to be quite honest, bro, unless it's somebody else outside, and if you do it as an Elseworld option, I don't want to see this version because I know somebody will fuck it up in live action, bro.
Oh yeah. No, they can't
So
go
just keep it on paper, keep it
I
on
say
color
it.
pages, and I'll be fine with that, bro.
Yep.
I'll be happy with that.
They'll never let her be OP like this on screen. They won't. They don't know how to handle it. They won't know how to handle it.
They won't. They definitely won't.
They'll ruin it. They'll definitely ruin it.
Moving forward, kind of want to jump into this right here as well. Again, we got a casting now. So we basically just found out that we do basically have a casting for Sinestro. Now I know, Vinny, I know it's gonna be this is another these are another boots to be filled because Mark Strong killed this character.
The best version of Sinestro, period.
But they basically right now we're dealing with Ulrich Thompson. Now, here's the thing, bro. I will say, as an actor, he's not bad, bro. He's not bad. He's not bad because he's done some incredible work. So he's not bad of an actor. We just have to see what he would do with
You think
something
he got
like
that
this.
range for Sinestro? Because
This is what I want to see. If you see a lot of his movies, I think he does. Like a lot of his movies, he does have the range. It's just depending on where they're going to actually allow him to do this. But I think it's a good choice. But again, it's boots to fill because we know that what Mark Strong did with this. And I always felt as like, yo, this need to give him another chance. Give him another chance, bro. Give him another chance to portray Sinestro because Mark Strong killed it, bro. But I'll be okay with this. What do you think, Benny?
Mike, I know him first and foremost, and pretty much only from one of the most underrated shows of all time that I always tell people, like, stop what you're doing and go see Banshee. Banshee is the best show that many people haven't seen. It's like man porn. It's everything like that is kind of missing from shows nowadays. Is violence, sex, like crazy action. It's just there's nothing cute or silly or fun about it. It's just incredibly violent and just amazing. He plays a the show is incredible, has an incredible premise because us here from Harrisburg, the show takes place like 40 minutes from here, and right outside of Harrisburg is fucking Amish country, and he plays an Amish mobster, which is really like crazy when you think about it. But the cool part of it is, who would expect that the fucking Amish are gangsters, but they are. And he plays this amazing fucking low key. He's running a huge section of the state and has his hands in all these different things. And he was phenomenal in that show as the big bad. So acting wise, acting chops, I'm not worried. The thing that he doesn't have that Strong did was physical presence. Because now, while the Green Lanterns obviously do most of their fighting through constructs, they are almost all kind of like, Diesel in the comics, just for no reason really, but they are drawn that way. So like Mark Strong always did seem physically imposing. When you think about it, you shouldn't really need to be, because it's not like many Green Lanterns are actually going to be fighting with their fists and like that. You never really see that. It's always all constructs. So I guess they're looking at it where the most important thing that's going to be necessary for that is acting chops, and that he has that. So from that aspect, I think I don't think it's a bad choice. I know the guy can act, and I know the guy like has a great screen presence, but that does not take away from the fact that Mark Strong was the one that got away. The one that got away.
Yeah. There's a few, like, again, a few films that if you watched it, Banshee being one of them, Boundless being one of them, and also another one that you would want to watch is Shining Girl. Shining Girl was basically on Hulu, and how he portrayed that character in there, I was like, okay, this dude's crazy. Like, but he can pull it off. But like you said, it's the physical presence. But we know that they're not going in that route because I mean, come on, man, who they've gotten to play Hal Jordan, who we know they've gotten. They're going for like a more modern interpretation of these particular characters, so they're kind of escaping that. You know what I mean? We already know that. But it will be interesting to see how it's basically played on camera. Did Jason dip out? Did he?
Yeah, he had a project to finish, so Jason is on his way out, and he said, "Cry Eagles cry." He'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
No, but he has a project to finish. Though.
Got you. I think you said that in the back. Yeah. So, but I think, again, bro, like, say what you will about, and a lot of motherfuckers will say what they will about, that Green Lantern film. Mark Strong was the best part of that film. You know what I mean?
Everybody who had a problem with that film, they were like, but Mark Strong as Sinestro at the end of that film was like, all right, we'll give you one more chance. Come on back. Let's see what because like I'm one of the few people that I never really hated that film. It wasn't anywhere near as good as it could be, but when they were in space, they were getting busy. Like that, there's some good
the only thing that they fucked up on was Parallax. That was it. Again, I don't know with these fascination with these fucking cloud shit, but it was a waste with Parallax.
The other thing too is like it'll be interesting to see, like, do they just CGI a suit and then who cares what shape he's in? Like they could just, I mean, Reynolds didn't need to have abs for his Green Lantern suit. That was just CGI. So maybe they'll put him in a suit anyway. I don't know if they'll give him purple face. We'll see. I doubt it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it because I don't know if they go full like unapologetically comic book with it, but James Gunn, that's kind of his thing. Like he's not afraid to like go full comic book. So they might give his ass a pink purple face with the fucking CGI suit and just say fuck it, go act.
He said we got KG Chalamet in the building, Mr. 20%. He said, I really don't understand the hate for that Green Lantern film. It's one of the best DC films, in my opinion. Hoping one day we get a Ryan Reynolds figure from Hot Toys. And you know what? He's not playing. He's dead ass serious.
Not if Ryan Reynolds has to.
I would have to revisit it, man. Maybe it's maybe Little One, we might have treated you too harshly. KG, let's explore that a little bit more, man. Because there has been some stinkers as of the last 5 years, and maybe we
you
should
know
go
what?
back to that.
Yo, bro, I was just thinking about that, right? Because there's been, bro, you know what kind of made me think about this, bro? Because remember back how bad they were saying that certain films were. And if you look at the current state of films that we've gotten within the last 5 to 7 years, bro, like those films back then make these films look like these films make those films look like contenders, bro.
I'm saying, like, I know what you did last summer looks like a blockbuster. If you fucking go watch Trap or some shit, like, bro, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Like the production, like those were popcorn films. Like, oh, this shit is silly. Like we were saying that then, you know what I mean? But the production was crazy. You seen them trailers for? I know what you did last summer. Like the production, was nasty on those, bro. They went insane.
Yeah,
I feel you,
bro. And that's the thing. Like when we,
they're making a sequel to that.
They are.
Anyways,
I'm there. There's going to be a new. I know what you did last summer, but wouldn't it be like I know you did 20 summers ago?
Right, like motherfucker, it's 20.
I know what you did in 1989. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But that's definitely true.
I was
and sometimes if you're watching films in an era where there's so many gems, sometimes you will shit on just a decent film because it just looks bad in comparison. Because I marathon
sometimes.
I marathon the Marvel movies a few years ago, and I felt the same way about Dark World. I was like, oh, I had built this up to be like one of the worst movies ever, and I had fun with it when I rewatched it.
When you rewatch it, it's just like, oh,
and that's the redheaded stepchild of the MCU,
bro. Listen, motherfuckers.
Nobody, we skip over that. Like, oh, whatever. James, all right.
Right? Bro, motherfuckers shitted on the Defenders, bro, when that shit was released. They shitted on it. But if you go back and watch that shit now, compared to everything, bro,
it was just because Daredevil was so good, and we was all crackheads.
Yeah,
we was getting that Daredevil, and they dropped that Defenders, and and Luke Cage. That first part of it was great, and then the other part was like, and then Iron Fist came out, and it was like, like that's when the death of that kind of came. But at the top of that, we were fiending, baby,
bro. Like what they did, I mean, definitely, bro. Like fucking season 3 of fucking Daredevil, bro. It's some of the best shit that I've seen in a long fucking time, bro. Like
Punisher.
Yeah, I'd argue that. I mean, I don't think I rewatched him many times, but I'd argue that 3 arguably is even better than season 1.
Really? That's wow.
Season 3 is fucking dope.
Here's why: because season 1 has some moments that maybe rival anything in the whole show, period. But it's not as consistent as season 3. Season 3 starts off at full speed and then never really lets up. Like,
never lets up the gas, bro.
Season 3 is all bangers.
Yeah.
See, but I'm always a stickler for origins because Spider-Man has like the origin story. Like to me, I'm always a stickler for origin stories and just like how people grow into things, how they become.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
It's just like, bro, like the first season of Jessica Jones was dope as fuck with the Purple Man because he was annoying as fuck. The second
Yeah, yeah.
season, it was like,
It was
okay,
just some crazy white woman. It's like, what? You weren't dangerous.
yeah, it again, you know. But when I got to, like I said, the Defenders, I was like, I need to see more because that shit was fucking dope. It was fire. Again,
I
heard against you.
I know I'm in the rare boat. I'm one of very few people who feel like Iron Fist is the biggest wasted potential because as a martial arts fan, there's so much dope martial arts.
There was dope. Okay, and that's the thing, bro. It was dope martial arts in the show. It's just the portrayal of Danny Rand is where people kind of like it gets in the way.
And Colleen was so fire, yo. She was so dope, bro.
Yeah.
She was beautiful, and you could tell like she knew her shit. She knew martial arts.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much. It's one of the very, very rare. I don't think I've ever seen a show that was so polarizing because there's so much of it that's good, but it's your lead just couldn't be bothered to learn how to throw a punch or kick or nothing. And he's
no KG. You're gonna get an artisan Colin Farrell bullseye from Hot Toys. That's what you're gonna get.
They better not do no bullshit like that, bro. They
artisan fucking eyebrows.
They better not do no shit like that, bro. But no, you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance, bro. For what it is, I'm gonna definitely give this a chance just to basically see, because we have to at this particular point. I mean, it's shaping up. At least, here's the thing: the fucked up part about all of this, bro, is that you say what you will about James Gunn, at least he is making shit happen, bro. Like fucking, we should have had Blade. Oh my god, bro! It gives me one of the biggest fucking headaches, bro, because it is a slept or missed opportunity. You don't have to have a big budget. You can do a Blade film for $80 million, bro.
I'm so glad Jason ain't here right now to hear this, because
bro, you already know, bro. $80 million or less, you can make a good Blade film, bro. Like it don't.
One of the reasons not to do it is about trying to figure out how to tie it in with everything else. It's like y'all been doing standalone movies for 5 years. What are you talking about?
Right.
Even Multiverse of Madness was a standalone film.
Bro, we've been saying what the fuck is going on for 5 years. Y'all talking about we need to connect it. Now connect these nuts, man. Make my fucking.
Now you need to connect it.
We don't know what the fuck's been going on for 5 years. We gotta make sense of this shit now.
5
now
years.
You want to? Oh, all right. Okay.
Bro.
Talk about fucking Midnight Suns and all that shit. You don't gotta do all that extra shit.
Not right now, bro. We don't need that now. You can't fast forward to a Midnight Sun if you aren't getting quintessential characters right first, bro.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't fucking make sense.
Excuse my language, nigga. Who are the Suns? We don't know the Suns. Show me the Suns. Let's start there.
Rotation.
Fuck.
Bro, we've been waiting. It's like you've been making these promises, and you strategically set things in motion for us to get that shit, bro.
Why would you put this motherfucker's voice in the film and gonna have goddamn swordsman picking up that shit,
bro? What you give us that?
The Eternals in that movie of all fucking movies. You gonna do that?
Bro, you give us that.
Put his voice in the Eternals and make us wait in eternity to see that motherfucker.
Eternity to see it, bro. Right?
That irony of it,
bro. Listen,
you give us irony.
Listen, you give us that. You give us a perfectly, incredibly made 90-minute, not even 90-minute short. I would actually want to say it was less than 90 minutes. You give us Werewolf by Night. So you're setting up the Bloodstone. So we know that that's basically there. You give us these puzzles, these pieces, but you can't. You give us Moon Knight, but you can't seem to make the shit fucking work, bro. Like it doesn't make sense. That should have been in play before you even introduced these characters, bro.
Right.
If that's the road you wanted to travel, that should have already been.
There should have been a Disney Plus fucking event where all these boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then that would. And just in the terms of the Disney Plus show umbrella, we at least would have had a start to finish.
Yeah.
It's just an edge session, that massage session. Shout out to Deshaun Watson. Not really. Like it's like one of those that just never fucking end.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We got blue
Sad
tattoo. We got the famous blue tattoo in the building.
Sad ending. Yeah.
Dead ending.
Yeah. Blue tattoo is famous right now. James Gunn responded to one of his posts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue, we famous. We famous now.
Yeah, blue, we famous now because he was talking about the trailer and how basically like the CG he said like in the most that the CG looked kind of weird with the head. James Gunn responded was like, it's not CG, it's just the way the angle was and the wide camera angle on the head, whatever. So he responded to it and somebody posted it. So that was Blue. Shout out to Blue for that though, bro.
Shout out to Blue for that, but shout out to James Gunn for responding to every fucking why?
Yeah, bro. He responds to everything. Bro.
But why the fuck do you got time to respond to the every fucking question that's asked for 8 months before a film comes out? What the fuck do you like? Are you not busy?
And it's like, bro, yes, you explain that, but that doesn't save you from the fact that okay, now we know it's an artistic choice, and we don't like your artistic choice.
Yeah,
that's kind of where that lies now.
Yeah. All right. So it's not the CG that looks ugly; it's the practical shot that looks ugly. It doesn't. You didn't help your case there, but all right.
Yeah, the practical shot almost even made him look cross-eyed a little bit. It was something weird about it, but I mean, I get it for what it was. Maybe it's more to the shot that we'll see, and I can't wait to see how it goes.
That's why I don't watch trailers. I don't have to worry about picking them apart for 6 months.
He's like, I ain't watching that shit, so I got to worry about it. It is what it is. Anyway, we just have to kind of wait and see how it's going to play out. Right now, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm extremely hyped about Captain America Brave New World. I cannot wait to see it. I don't give a fuck about these so-called screeners and people who have actually seen. I cannot wait for that fucking film. I can't wait to see it. I hope Anthony Mackie kills it. I'm tired of motherfuckers. And I was even going to talk about this and put it on the docket, but I want to talk about this next week, bro.
Cool.
Why? And I say this specifically because a lot of people are talking about, well, Anthony Mackie as Cap is just not interesting. You'll hear, well, who wants to see this version of Cap? They don't like ancillary characters. What the fuck? It was in the books. It's the source material. It's just something. And again, if you don't know the importance of fucking Captain America or Sam Wilson as Cap and why, they even basically knew that a lot of these motherfuckers was going to talk about that shit. They had a book dedicated to the shit. So for you to say that this character is not interesting, in what world does that even make fucking sense, bro? Like, I'm just finding it, bro. Like,
there's some people. I've seen that a bit of this dialogue.
Facts, Christopher. Facts, bro.
There's some people that just don't like the character of Captain America, period. And so it's just like for them to they don't even like Steve. There's people who don't even like Steve. You know what I mean? Like they just don't like Captain America. They just think he's plucky or whatever. Yeah. Like I get that, and I'll grant people that. But there are a lot of comments that I look at, and it's just steeped in this sense of like, what do you really mean? Say what you want to say, type of thing, rather than oh, I feel like he's this, and it's these like very like vague statements that it's kind of hard to pin down. Yeah, outside of making some assumptions, but or making some informed guesses, if you will, about a person's character through those comments. And so I definitely see that, but honestly, we live in a post Miles Morales, post many other alterations of character society that you would think people would be up for a different interpretation of an established character. Now, I get that other argument for my brothers and sisters who say, I like Falcon. I like that he was his original character. And, now it feels like these people don't know the comics, of course. It feels like he's been thrusted into filling this white man's shoes, which is couldn't be further from the opposite, because
Yeah.
Sam has the opportunity to say, I don't want that. And he steps into the role despite all of the people in the universe saying, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Right? That's people in the comics saying, don't do it. You know, that's what makes it a bit much more meaningful for the character of Sam Wilson to take on the helm or take on the name of Captain America.
Yeah.
I implore everybody who hasn't read it already to go and read Red, White, and Black.
Yes.
Please. It is the tale of Isaiah Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this
It's
was
the
at a
story
time
of
where
now.
Marvel was in his bag, bro, because Marvel was weaving actual history. You go look up that book, and I want you guys, I'm really implore you to go and whoever cares, and that these words are hitting your ears. Go and just Google this, okay? You have Red, White, and Black, this comic by Marvel. You also have the Tuskegee experiments.
Yep.
Which happened or a fact. Go look them up. There's government documentation on these things. This is not black people just trying to race bait you. This is actual factuals.
Yep.
You got to deal with it.
Yep.
I've dealt with it my whole life. It's time for you to fucking deal with it.
Yep. Yep.
And
plain and simple. It's the source material. It's the material, and the book. The way the book was definitely written serves for times, modern times, no matter what
these
era.
black men were experimented on and discarded like lab rats.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, in the comics, they show this in such a horrifying way.
Yep. Skin that's melded together, skin that's torn, ripped, and literally. They're showing this shit. They're showing you because it is, and it makes references.
They even want to show you that.
You
know, the crazy thing is they don't even show you. They didn't even show you the crazy stuff for the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah,
all that stuff, right? They don't even go into that, and they glorified that.
Yeah,
right. We love Bucky. We love the evil version of him. Even the figure, the good version of him, that figure's trash. We don't even want it. We've been waiting on the bad version of him, the program version of him. You know what I mean? And what I'm alluding to, guys, is that Isaiah Bradley is another person just like you and I who actually tries to give a fuck about this country.
Yeah.
Right.
Who gives a fuck about it? But
my grandparents,
the wayside, bro.
Lael's grandparents, they wanted to be in the war, just like your grandparents and your granddad were able to fly those planes. They barely let my granddad and his great granddad even get in there. Let me tell you a little something. When this country decided to get into the war and make those atomic bombs, they had 3 atomic cities in Tennessee and Los Alamos. And of course they had one in Hanover, Washington, but that was really kind of like more technical stuff they were doing up there. Mm-hmm. Like Los Alamos, a lot of the bombs were being tested, and the math was, a lot of that stuff was happening, like the big stuff there. Guess what my grandmother and what they were doing over there, if they even let them in. They wasn't in there. They was outside.
Mm-hmm.
They had little houses in Los Alamos.
Yeah.
And instead of everybody being on equal ground because we're actually fighting for the future of the world, no, my ancestors, they're in little fucking cots.
Yep.
So every single time America's had a chance to say, you know what, we're going to actually put our best foot forward in this moment where we're all coming together, they still never missed a chance to try to put my black ass in my spot.
Mm-hmm.
Chew on that.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth. That's the truth, bro.
So when you look at these conversations about Sam, and you got to understand there's fucking history there, and there's history that we are trying to protect because they have been trying to erase it and conceal it for years.
Yeah, literally,
and then they gaslight me because I'm telling you what I see over my history of my life, and they gaslight me saying, no, that's not what it is. No, I'm telling you what I see. This is my truth.
This is my truth. This is here. This is what I've experienced.
You can't tell me what that because you don't even experience that.
Yeah.
You can go into a
Mhm.
grocery store and nobody look at you. You can actually steal. My
Yep.
black ass going there with them dreads. They looking at me immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Mando,
Instantly.
what aisle are you going to?
Instantly. Label. Instantly label.
Let's call a spade a spade. Stop
Yeah.
living in these falsities because that ain't got us anywhere.
Don't deny it, bro. Don't deny it. It's deniability, bro, with a lot of motherfuckers, and they want to dance around it and say it's not when it is. Don't say
My
it's not
Captain
when
America
it
is
is,
black.
bro.
My quarterback is black. Fucking deal with it.
Bro, we go. You know what I want to do? Like I said, I think closer to it, like next week, I kind of want to dive in there. And I want to talk about, like, you know, like you said, Red, White, and Black. I want to talk about those books. I want to kind of talk about just the source material stories behind not just Sam Wilson as Falcon, not just him as one of Cap's best friend, you know, at that particular point, but how he did not only just basically what we see on screen, but how it was earned. How it was earned in the books itself, bro. Like, you know,
They
again,
still want to get a motherfucker who's programmed the Captain America shit.
yeah, bro.
We really arguing about a motherfucker who's programmed.
Yeah, bro.
All I gotta say is 24, 96, 55. This motherfucker driving into a grocery store.
Yeah, right.
What are we
Right.
talking? We giving
What
him
we
the
talk
calls?
about, bro? What
Nigga,
we talk
please.
about?
The
Yeah.
funny part is, part of their justification is that Sam doesn't have super soldier serum and Bucky should be Cap. Bucky didn't have fucking super soldier serum in the books. He was just badass fucking soldier.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And but Vinny, this is what people fucking miss. That's the
We don't need,
problem.
bro. What you need? What you talking about?
This is what people
We don't
miss.
need.
MCU got y'all motherfuckers fooled.
That's all they fucking know.
That's all,
they know.
bro. In the fucking, like, listen to me thoroughly, because as Bucky as Cap was getting his ass handed to him on occasions, he wasn't this prodigious fighter that a lot of people think he was. He was a fucking marksman. He was an assassin and still is. But the MCU got y'all motherfuckers fooled into believing that what we see, this badassery of this individual character, is how he has always been. In the books, motherfucker,
You gotta understand.
super soldier serum. He
These
is a
characters are
soldier. He
slithers.
is a trained fucking
Of competition.
assassin. He's a sniper. He was trained by the Union at that motherfucking time, bro. Literally.
And when Bucky was
Read.
I'm
Bucky was
saying.
Cap, Steve didn't give him that fucking job. Tony did, because Steve was fucking dead. When it came time for Steve to say who should be Cap after him, he picked Sam.
Bro, like,
Yes.
are we,
Tony Stark
let's
was
be-
the one who
let's be
picked
serious.
Bucky in the books. Tony Stark was the one who told Bucky that he had to have the shield, that he had to wear the shield regardless of what he meant, and regardless of the crimes that were committed at that time, is that they needed a symbol. That's how he ended up being Cap. It was Steve Rogers himself who
These
gave.
motherfuckers want
Bro.
brainwashed or not, a fucking former war criminal.
Yes.
Like, all right, okay, so let's say you found out that Osama bin Laden was alive, but yet he was brainwashed to blow up 9/11. That should be somebody in political power now. You would never be able to.
You would want to give him the fucking shield, bro. That's what y'all
would never
saying.
be able to distinguish the fact of what he did and why he did. Like, all right, if you're okay with him not being, in jail, cool, but you can't give him the fucking shield and have him going around representing the country. Somebody who did hit after hit after hit after hit. You got to let him fucking chill. Be over here, out of the spotlight. Plus, did you ever stop and think that this motherfucker and every single thing since those movies has been going through PTSD and all fucked up in the head, trying to come to terms with what he did? Y'all really want to fucking force him to go back?
What they did is that they didn't watch that show because they didn't watch them struggling with that and going to fucking therapy. Like your ass should be at, motherfucker. Instead of being terminally online. Fucking put the laptop down. Run a lap or two and go to fucking therapy.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, bro. It's definitely a thing. And especially around this time right now, I want to see the effects of this and how this movie is going to have on just mainly modern times now. It's going to be interesting to see. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some plants out there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely want to have that conversation. I think we're going to dedicate a show to this conversation because it needs to be had, and especially Bertie, because you was dropping gems, solid gems on this that a lot of motherfuckers aren't privy to, bro. They're definitely not privy to. You know, how even when a lot of these fucking bombs, and like I said, even ancestors, the reason why they were on these particular lands because they were quote unquote, they wanted you to believe that they were providing you with safe haven, but no, you were tested at that particular time. So keep in mind, these things were strategically placed for reasons. You were placed, and our ancestors were placed in spots specifically for a reason to find out, again, survival of the fittest, how you would survive and how you would cope. That's some bullshit, bro.
I don't know how other cultures look at their history, but my history is on my skin.
Yeah.
My history is literally embedded in my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to, when you know your history, you think about those people who have come before you.
Yeah.
Like, you think about them. And when there's a motherfucker saying some dumbass shit that they have no fucking clue about, you think about them when you want to tear into their ass because you want to protect their legacy, their sanctity.
Yeah.
Some of these people died dreaming of being able to sit on a fucking podcast with a motherfucker that look like Vinny. And for that person to not call them the N-word or look at them like subhuman.
Yes.
Dreamt of it. And we enjoy those little liberties.
Yeah.
Casually.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes I know we do our best here to not really take anything for granted. But sometimes it can be easy to take, one Monday for granted. Like, oh, my guy's gonna be there. Like,
yeah.
But
it's tough, bro.
Put it in perspective, man.
Put it in perspective. Right. A lot of things that we're afforded now that we weren't years ago, and we thought it was okay. You
understand why Lael is passionate about this shit? Because he knows the history.
Mm-hmm.
He knows where our people have been, where we've gone, and where we're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And every day online, somebody is fucking trying to infringe upon that.
All the time. Every day.
24/7. People don't understand. My blackness has been under siege since I was fucking born. The day that we were put on this planet,
it's the day of inception, bro.
Existence.
Straight up. It's straight up. At the day that my birth certificate was signed, and they asked, "What's your nationality? What's your sex? Whatever, this, that, and the third." Yes, it's been scrutinized from day one. So again, when we have these conversations about Captain America: Brave New World, we have these, conversations about Sam Wilson and people who say that it's not deserved. Obviously, you haven't read, you don't know the source material, you don't know the storyline behind it. I suggest you pick up a book and read and understand it. But unfortunately,
maybe if you read, you might understand why motherfuckers look at the flag a different way. Why motherfuckers don't want to just sit there and standing there and looking at that shit. It represents something different.
For us, it's something different. It's been misrepresented.
Is that a hard concept?
Is for so many because they're raised in a bubble, and once you get outside that bubble and educate yourself, it's scary, and they want to get right back in that bubble because they don't like the way it makes them feel. That's why they're so adamant about making sure that shit isn't taught, because they don't want their kids to feel shame too. And sometimes you forget that you can't get better if you can't look in the mirror.
Exactly.
Truth is fucking uncomfortable, bro. We got to sit in the uncomfortability if we really want to get past it. Because a lot of us been talking and the olive branch has been lifted and motherfuckers ain't looking that way. Motherfuckers actually laughing and then turning their shoulder. Like, that's where the conversation's been. Really.
Definitely, bro. Definitely. Anyway, man, great discussion tonight. Again, I want to kind of tap into this, closer to the time anyway, because I think it's definitely a discussion that needs to be, and even bring up the source material so you can see it on screen so people will understand this is where the shit comes from. It's not just a made up thing in the MCU. There's levels to this shit. So again, we will definitely talk about that and more. So thank you guys.
As if their families were reimbursed because the country decided to fucking experiment on them. Ask how their families are doing.
Exactly.
Ask about Henrietta Lacks, why they just took some fucking cells from her without her permission. And how that led to cancer research and cellular research without her fucking permission.
Yeah.
Saving black people, saving y'all lives without our permission.
Yeah, exactly.
On that one.
Sit on that one for a while. Think about it. Anyway, thank you guys out there for being here. As always, we appreciate it. Benny, what you got going on, man?
Yep. More reading. Definitely got a ton to get through. Then more fun, more art on the way. Looking forward to just Captain America right around the corner. So I'm glad that we'll be talking about that next week because that's coming up. And so more stuff coming to the store. Got a lot of projects in my head. Need to get out on paper. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to more. Captain America talk next week, so we got a lot to dig into there. I'm excited for this year in general, man, because we've had just one IP that I wasn't the biggest fan of in the first place last year with Deadpool, and this year we got a lot of shit coming out. So I'm looking forward to
a lot of shit to eat, bro.
Yeah, we got
Fantastic Four, bro. We got
Four, man. Fantastic Four, Cap, Thunder, even Thunderbolts. Like
we got Superman. We got a couple of things that are actually coming out, so we're gonna be eating kind of good this year. It's a wonderful place to be in. We just got to kind of ride that wave. So definitely, bro, appreciate it. Thank you for being here, as always, man. Oberticus, what's going on with you, brother?
Oh man, always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, man, I had a interesting weekend, bro. I had my my two turtles. They just in the tank died on me.
What?
Just gone.
Shit. How long you had the turtles, bro?
One I've had since 2014. So I'm still like shook off of that. And then I just got this other one in 2020, like shortly after Kobe died. So that happened on Saturday night, bro. And that just had me like
word.
I was going to feed them. I was literally going to the tank to check on them and feed them. And I think just because my electricity has been off, it's been really abnormally cold around here. I think the temperature got them. That's my only guess. But
you think the temperature got to them?
Yeah, I had to go outside and bury them. So that was not easy. It's not like a fucking critter crawled in your house and they died and you gotta like scoop it up and put in.
It's some shits die, just like literally die, bro.
Those are my babies. I had to bury them. Like that was tough.
Yeah.
So I'm glad my football team gave me a little for sure, as you guys can see. Thank you to those proud folks right there in Buffalo. Fuck you and try again next season. What's going on with me, man? Of course, you guys know the rotation.
Yeah.
Of course, Charlie said, "Look in the sewers." You know what? I'm gonna laugh at that one.
For what it's worth, I didn't say it. I knew somebody else was gonna say it. I didn't say it.
Yeah, y'all silly, but man, yeah, I hope somewhere in the sewers they are crawling and doing their thing. But you guys know the rotation Monday here with my brothers. We'll be back at it. That week leading. That'll be the week leading into the Super Bowl next week. So I'm sure they won't roommate. You are crazy. And then Wednesday we got a lot of stuff to discuss. Things happening. Some news I'm sure will be popping up soon enough here around Hot Toys. So just keep it locked when it comes to 6 scale. If it drops, we will discuss it on Wednesday. And if it's hot, of course, Lael will cover it on his channel here. So again, and then Figure Flex Friday.
Yes.
I should be on time for that one, hopefully.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. But again, you guys know the rotation. Pray for those who are again not in their homes, have lost their homes, lost everything that they love, and lost everything that they own. Outside of the clothes on their backs and maybe a few baby pictures. A lot of people are without right now in your own country, not just people who've been homeless. These are people who are just instantaneously been made homeless in a matter of days in minutes on some of these fires. So if you're a praying person, just keep those people in your thoughts. Again, anybody that is hurting, if you are hurting, watching this, listening, don't feel free. Don't feel like you are pressuring us or burdening anybody. Just reach out, man, because you just never know having a conversation with somebody where that will take you.
How much that will settle a lot of shit too, bro.
Just
Straight
reach
up.
out. If you got something on your heart, it is okay. I know there's a lot of us, statistically here, comic book reading, figure collecting. It is most likely, I don't want to say it because just to be like that, but from what I've seen, this is a male-dominated hobby, male-dominated space. We do have our females out here representing,
Yes.
but
we need more. We definitely need more. Yeah.
And we love the representation because it's definitely refreshing to have that. But again, it's a lot of people just doing without. Pray for them if you are a praying person. If you're not a praying person and you got some money in your wallet, donate. Find some places to donate, whether that's the fires or at your cancer research place or our children's hospital. As you see every year in and year out, Lael's providing that for kids in his area. Just never be afraid to just reach out and never convince yourself that you are powerless. Like you, the individual, have so much power in your hands. Do not sell yourself short. And that's all I got for tonight, man.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I brought this up yesterday on Collectors Lounge International. I know it's not a movie that people like. It's a movie that people think about. It's like, oh, that movie's trash. But it was one line in that movie that made perfectly good sense, and it was the what was it? The X-Men Apocalypse, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the one scene when Apocalypse was controlling Xavier, and what he said was, or what Xavier said, those with power, protect those without. And that says so much for the world today. Like those with the power to pay it forward, those who are, wealthy and, you're living or swimming in an abundance of resources. There are some people out there that aren't. Pay it forward. Make sure you do. It will come back tenfold, especially if you see people. And in this world right now, again, we're just living in a space where, people are completely oblivious as to what's really going on in the world because they feel as though they're detached. It's a deliberate detachment from it because you don't experience it. You got to change that narrative because we need each other now more than ever. So definitely pay it forward, man. Be excellent as well, man. Make sure that you're doing so. So appreciate it. Everybody out there, we appreciate you guys out there for being with us each and every week. And, we try to entertain, we do what we can, but we try to create a space where it's away from everything. So we definitely want to do that. If I like that, darkness rises and light to meet it. We have to choose light. Definitely, bro. I love that, man. I love that. So thank you very much, everybody out there.
Bills fans, call me. I have a hotline. If you need to just cry, a shoulder to cry on, Bills fans, give me a call. There's no Buffalo.
I knew
on my body every day on my body.